Hello everyone, it's the Bitcoin SV Bulldozer. So, I'm going to preface this video by saying I am absolutely psychic. Look, I'm actually sworn off CoinMarketCap, but I did see some of the charts via X, a screenshot of the dump, 30% across the board, guys. I posted that video 5 hours before the dump, 5 hours. And I think part of it was yesterday I was just really feeling it. I could feel this, I could feel this dump happening. And what was it that was prompting that? I kept seeing fucking F pump comments on X. There's one prominent BSV voice that kept pumping F. I'll let you decide who that is. But I kept seeing F is going to pump, F is going to pump, and I'm like, man, this is just set for failure. And there's that guy, Moon. I can't stand that guy. But I was curiously watching some of his videos about a month ago. I hardly ever watch it, but for some reason I was watching XRP pump videos, and he pumped XRP. He'd got in and he'd cashed out his XRP at around, I think it was around $2 before it then went up well over $3, I think. But he got out early, and the coin that he went into was Ethereum. And so on X, he's been pumping Ethereum. And via this prominent BSV's voice, I've been getting the messages that Moon has been pumping ETH. He just wants his bags pumped, that guy. He's just going to, the Moon boys that are on his channel, the Moon, they're going to, follow what he says. And when it does a 10%, he's going to dump on them. Oh, God. What a shit show. Anyway, pat myself on the back and let's move on. So the video is going to be titled BTC Fat Ass versus BSV Ripped. Something like that anyway. And part of the idea came from this guy. I think his name's Teak. There were the 4 BCH guys. I think, 3 of them were BCH, and there was Teak, who was kind of not exactly a BSV guy, but he was liking what he was seeing in the BSV space. This was 4 or 5 years ago now. And anyway, they'd get together and he'd be kind of the voice of BSV, and the rest would be not really sure. They'd be sort of big blockers, but really more BCH inclined. And Teak was getting under the skin of the other guys by basically saying what was going on in BSV. And one of them, he pointed out at the time, this was when BSV was doing the hard yards and restoring the protocol, and also just getting ready for a massive, price pump. But that wasn't the point. They were doing the hard yards behind the scene and working while BCH was sitting on its ass. And Teak, I think his name is, related that to the vision of BCH being a fat ass sitting on the couch, a couch potato, watching Netflix and munching on Doritos and eating pizza, while BSV was in the gym working out every day, pumping and getting strong and tough, right? And what I would like to see, and if I had the AI art engine to do this, or if I had the graphic design skills to do this, plus the ability to sit at a computer to do this long enough, I would do this myself. I tried to install Stable Diffusion locally. I don't want to use proprietary stuff. I don't want to sign up to anything. I don't want people to know my data, etc. So I wanted to do it locally where I had Stable Diffusion installed and I could run it there, but I had these GPU compatibility issues and it just wouldn't work, and I gave up. So if somebody could realise this vision that I have, it's for a meme, and it's not BCH versus BSV, it's BTC versus BSV, right? And it would be just a cartoon. And what you've done is you've anthropomorphized both BTC and BSV. So on the left, you've got this fat ass, I like the word lard, I'd like to be able to put it in there, but you've got the fat ass BTC on the left. It's a panel that's split in half with the 2 sides, BTC versus BSV. You don't have to put verses in there, just on the left you'd have the title would be BTC, and then you'd have BTC as a fat, bald man in hospital, and he'd be bare-chested, and you'd see his fat stomach, right? He'd be sick looking. He'd look ugly and full of toxins and in a dingy hospital. And he'd be hooked up to drips, right? And the prime drip he'd be hooked up to would be tether, right? And this would be the drip bag would be labelled tether. And I think just comically what you could do is you could stick a $1 to the side. That indicates that they're backed by US dollars. the irony being it's just $1. And this is he's being drip fed tether, and then you'd have numerous of these drips, right? So that would be one. That'd be the main one. Then you'd have fiat currency be another drip that he's hooked up to. You could have government be another drip that he's hooked up to. You could even possibly just scroll in there Trump/Musk, really small. So we got tether, fiat currency, government, Blockstream would be another one. You'd have MasterCard, another one. You could just have a smorgasbord of these drips, right, hooked up to, and on this ugly fat stomach, you would have written dollars, 100,000 US, right? Okay, and he's sick. He's obviously sick. And underneath, so you've got the title is BTC, and underneath the caption would be useless, right? And so on the right, you'd have BSV as the title, and you'd have a ripped guy in the gym. Because the thing is that regardless of everything that is thrown at BSV, it still keeps going. And it's like the resolve of the people in the BSV community, it's almost like we're cutting the wheat from the chaff, right? So, or the chaff from the wheat, whatever the expression is. You get me. But so it's almost like the resolve gets stronger and stronger. The smaller the group is that's in BSV, the stronger it gets. We're the real Bitcoiners, the ones that are left, that know, right? And so you've got BSV in the gym working out, okay? And he would be lifting some huge set of barbells. On one side, the bars would have Teranode, and I can't remember what the new upgrade is, right? The one that is restoring the proper mining difficulty adjustment algorithm, or fixing that issue. I'm so grateful that's been done, right? Anything else that's been restored, I just love the fact that it is actually going back to the original completely, as much as possible. That's the view. That's Satoshi's vision, right? So you've got one set maybe on the left, you've got Teranode. On the right, you've got this upgrade, the name of the upgrade. And then you could have, like, in the background, things like, Tree Chat, just all the apps that are being built on it, and Mint Blue, and Hand Cash, and all the wonderful wallets. All you could. I'm having a bit of trouble right now riffing on all the things that you could do, but I could make a huge list. What's that gaming platform? Champions Gaming. You could have crypto fights, all the things that are going on, right? Or maybe the more prominent things that are going on. And then, just paint that picture of the utility-based BSV that is jacked and ripped versus this scummy, sleazy, corrupt system which is absolutely useless. So BTC, title BTC, and the sick lard that is in the hospital, that is on life support, pretty much. The only reason why that exists is because of Tether and the fiat currency system and government now stepping in and all of these. Blockstream with its links to Bilderberg, and then MasterCard and digital currency group and all of that stuff. So the caption underneath the BTC would be useless, and then on the right side you'd have the title BSV with this ripped guy in the middle and all those things, and he's lifting like whatever is really heavy, 250 kilograms or whatever, and below the caption is utility, and that's it. And I would emphasize you don't clutter the image with too many words. You just have the image there, ripped and ready to go. And if there are other things that come to mind, yeah, sure. And I want this just absolutely spread all over Twitter, X. The good thing about this is I'm just sick of words, you know. You paint a picture and it cuts through all the bullshit. Like, I'm sick of them saying, you know, coming up with all their excuses, coming up with all the same stuff. It's all repetitive junk. So that's my video, and when I post videos where I'm saying I just get a whiff of something, listen, guys. So that's my video. If you like this content, please $BSV bulldozer hand cash. And somebody sent me a tip. I'm very, very grateful for any tips, or even if you just send a micro transaction to say, I love your video, I love your work. In a way, I love those even more. The smaller the better, because it just shows how powerful this technology is. So that's it. Catch you later. Bye. I forgot to mention, in the pictures on the left, you'd have the 100K US written on the stomach, and it could look really scrawled on. And on the right, you'd have tattooed on, almost as a symbol of pride, $50 US. And now I know after the dump that the prices actually are a lot different. I haven't looked at the prices. I think, Bitcoin went down to about 90 something. BSV, so that's not really 30%, is it? But I know there's a large crash across the board. BSV is, I imagine, a lot lower than $50 US now. Doesn't matter. I think these are nice round numbers. So you've got 100K US on the left, 50 USD tattooed on the right. And that's it, guys. Bye.